share a little bit about myself. I am a software engineer with Bewsys Limited. And fun fact about me, I like outing and I like singing a lot. Another hint, this session is an excerpt from a tutorial ibm.com, so you can check it out for more info on web development. So as I said earlier, nice to meet you all. I am Betsy Nunoo and a software engineer with Bewsys Limited. My handle is at Betsy Nunoo, and then Facebook Betsy Nunoo, LinkedIn Betsy Nunoo, Instagram Betsy Nunoo. You can hit me up after this session. So our agenda for today is to talk about what web development is, HTML, CSS, and an overview of what will be discussed. And then if you have any questions and answers, you can as well ask me after the session. So first of all, we asked what is web development? So according to Wikipedia, web development is the work involved in developing a website for the internet, that is the World Wide Web, or the intranet, that is a private network. I would explain later. And web development can be divided into three parts. Okay, so we have the client side, that is what you normally see on the browser, like google.com. When you google google.com, whatever you see on the browser is the client side. And then we have the middle side that has to do with the application server and the web server. And then we have the data side where all our data is being kept. So it's like a database. So maybe you go to Facebook and you say you log in or you sign up. It takes your information, and this information is being stored somewhere called the database. So we will be focusing on the client side, which is built in HTML, CSS, and or JavaScript. I say and or JavaScript because sometimes we do not necessarily need JavaScript. JavaScript only comes in when we want to make our website or web page interactive. Okay, so somebody will ask what is HTML or CSS. So I'll take it from HTML. HTML is actually a markup language that is used to write web pages. HTML kind of is used to structure the whole web, what you see on the content. We use HTML to structure that, from the headings to the content, to the sections, the articles, to the image we show. And also somebody United website. So as you can see, this is a company's website, which I mean we can modify, but for starters, I think we are good to go with this. I will be using Visual Studio Code for my coding purpose. You are free to use Notepad, Sublime, Atom, and any other IDs of your choice. Okay, so in this Visual Studio Code, I would like to create a new file. So you can create a new file by going to your extreme left where the file heading is, and then you click on new file. Okay, so and then you save this file. You go to the same place and save it. So we are saving it as index.html. Okay. Every HTML file uses an extension HTML. So once I save, it will pick the default browser. Okay. So when I go to my folder, you see index is saved as index. So I can open from here and you realize that there's nothing here. Okay, so to start with this, you realize when you go to google.com, okay, you have a title here as Google, okay. How do we do that? Because we have index.html. I mean, we cannot show index.html as our title. So when we come to our Visual Studio Code, this is how to start an HTML code. You start by opening and closing an HTML tag. Okay, so we call this a tag. What I have highlighted, that is HTML, and then the one with the slash is the close tag. Okay, so every HTML is in, every HTML content, every website is in an HTML tag. Okay, so for starters, we want to know how to get the title that, okay, and every HTML website is in parts. We have the head, the body, and the footer. Okay, so we can go ahead and create the head tag. Sorry. And then we create the body tag as well in this manner. I don't know if we will be needing a footer, but let's go ahead. A footer tag. Okay, so we have what we call a title tag. Our title, the title of our website goes here. So in this case, we can write Africa Digital Skills. And then we save. So you go here and then you save, or you use Control S to save. And then we go to our browser and then we refresh. So now you see that the heading has changed from index.html to African Digital Skills. Okay, so that is how we give our websites titles, and this is done in the header tag. Do not forget, it's done in the header tag. Okay, so if we want to create a group of headings, you realize from the our page here, you realize from the end game what we want to achieve. You realize we have some headings here. The Acme United is in heading, article heading. I mean, there are a couple of headings here. In HTML, we have the age group. Okay, age group meaning header group. So we have H1, and then we have H1 group. I can put a quote there. Let me copy and paste a quotes and place in there. So we have an H1 group. Shirts. Sorry. Okay, let me just write it. So this is H. This is heading. Okay, so we have an H1 group, and then we have, so I can, why is this not working? I can copy this and paste it. Okay, so from here, can change it to age 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have up to 6. Okay, so we can, let me just delete this. So the H1 group is from 1 to 6. Actually, we have a tag for age group. We just use it to group this age headings. So you can check, we can refresh our browser here after saving with Control S, and then we refresh our browser to see the list of headings that we have. So as you can see here, we have this is heading in in bold and in different sizes. So the H1 is the largest up to the H6, which is the lowest. Okay, so from here, comparing it to what we want to have an Acme United, which is an H1 tag, and then a simple HTML example, which is also an H2 tag. Okay, so from here we can replace all this. We can grab them. I initially told you we have an H group where we wrap our H1s, our headings, sorry. So we can wrap all our this thing here. So let me just copy what I have and paste it here. Okay, so now when I save, Control S, and refresh our page, we can see we have Acme United in a simple HTML5 example. Okay, all right. So from there, once you talk about the nav tags, which is the home, about us, and the contact us that you see here, we call them navigation. It helps you navigate through the entire app. So we want to talk about the nav tag, the nav navigation. Navigation is also, so we have a nav tag. It's also wrapped in a nav tag. So we have a nav tag. So the reason why I like this particular text editor is because you can see when I open a tag, it closes it for me. In the nav tag, you realize that let me go back for you to see. You realize that we have home, about us, and the lists in. So LI, the lists. So lists is this particular tag. So we can have home, and then we can have we can have about us, and then we can have contacts us as well. So the home, all this is rendered in an ordered list. Okay, so I want to show you what an ordered list is. So let me save and refresh. In VS Code, you can just click on auto save so that it will save all the changes you make. I don't need to be saving individual changes. Okay, so now that I've initialized the auto save from the drop down from the file, I can just go to my website, and then voila, we have home, about us, and then contact us. Okay, So this is an ordered list. An ordered list comes like a bullet point, and then ordered list comes in I mean the way it sounds 1 2 3 4. So we can try an ordered list as well to see how it is rendered on the page. Okay, so that will be wrapped in an OL, which means ordered list tag, and then we have our list tag inside there. So let me just copy this particular one and paste it here. All right, so like I said, there's no need to save, it's already saved, so I just refresh. So now we have the two kinds of lists that HTML renders, the ordered list and an ordered list, right? So that's the ordered. You can see it's writing from 1 2 3, and then an ordered list has a bullet point. This is just to show you something that is not what we are using. So reason why we are using an ordered list is easy to style. That we'll dive into that pretty much very soon. Sorry. So from a website we want to get, we see article heading. I'm guessing you know which H tag we're going to use there. We're going to use H1 tag. Okay, so we have an article tag as well. We use to render, articles. We have a couple of them. So this particular article heading, we would render it after the nav bar with render it after the nav bar, and then we put in our header. Okay, so we have a header tag that takes the header of the article, and then we have the heading tag, the H1 group. So we're going to use it. We're going to use H1 to render this. You can see H1 is the largest heading group that we can use. H group that we can use. So we render this. We have an A tag here, which is used for calling. Sorry, it's used for links. Okay, so if you have any link, href here shows the link. So if I save, go back to digital skills and refresh, you realize we have article heading, and then we have what do you call it? Hover on it, you see link to a post. So from here that it shows you the title. In programming, we call it a tooltip. It's telling you the title of whatever you are, and then you are showing the link. We have something also. So HTML is just about so many tags. Okay, you just have to know the tags and what they do. So we have another tag we call the P tag. Okay, which is the paragraph tag. So maybe I want to write something. I just want to write some information. I can put it in the paragraph tag. So paragraph tag, the name explains what it does. It's more or less like in a paragraph. So I have so I could just input anything that you render, so that we'll see how the paragraph also renders. Okay, so we refresh our page once again, and then this paragraph. Okay, you should check the way I am carefully placing them. Realize that the paragraph tag well, it can be in the article tag as well. But here I have placed it under the article tag, which is not how we normally go about it. So let me just do it in the right way. Okay. All right. So now we have our paragraph tag in there, and then we have our paragraph tag out there. Let's see how that is also being rendered. Okay. I don't think we need one of them, so we just delete them, one of them. And then we have something we call section. So section, so we can on the website you realize that it has been structured in sections. Okay, so this takes care of the article heading, this takes care of the section, then we have a second section, and then we have a couple of sections. You can just, this is a video section, so this is to explain what a section does. So we can go to group of HTML tags in one section. So from here we have the section tag, and then it has the first section tag according to our final website. It has, this is the first section heading, and then a couple of words that doesn't really make sense. This is just for demonstration purposes. So I have it somewhere, so I could just copy and paste it. So open session and close. Our heading to be, this is our first section. All right, so you can check from here. So you realize, yeah, this is our first section. So this thing is looking good. So far we are on the right path. Let me skip a little ahead. Let's move on to some of the tags that we haven't discussed yet. So in HTML we have an aside tags. Okay, the name explains what it does. Aside means it contains a couple of text that we want to maybe place aside. From here we can see that we have a couple of information that is aside. Okay, one. So you realize that some of the websites has like an advert aside, an image aside. We can use the aside tag for that. So in here we use the aside tag to demonstrate that. So but it will not show as it shows on our final web page for now, because we haven't styled it yet. Okay, so it will not show like that. And then we have another one. We have a couple of syntaxes as well. We have the bottom syntax. Okay, we have the main also. Tag, sorry. We have the main tag as well. So the aside tag can be followed by the menu tag. By menu, we mean a list of of okay, so by menu, what we mean by using a menu tag is to demonstrate a list of items. So in here we have the button. We have button types. I will do away. I want to do away with the JavaScript aspect because I don't want to confuse you yet. So let me just delete this for now. We'll talk about it later. Okay, so as you can see, the buttons are showing. Whoa, what is happening here? Let's see. Okay. I know what the issue is. We have two closing button tags. So we take one off, refresh the page and see. Okay, so now we have our buttons showing perfectly. In HTML, if you want to display an image, okay, we use the image tag. We call it img, which is a self-closing tag. When we say self-closing tag, we mean you don't have to do this like what I'm doing right now. You don't have to do this, okay? That's what we mean by self-closing tag. So self-closing tag means you leave a space and then your slash. This is it. This is what it means when we say self-closing tag. Or sometimes you don't even need to close it at all, depending on what you want to do. Most of the time, an image for typical HTML website, CSS website, an image can be wrapped in a figure, and then probably the caption that is written, and we can use the fake caption tag to do that. So to demonstrate this, I'll just copy what I have here and paste. So you realize we have a figure, what I have highlighted, okay? That is when you want to show it an image. You can wrap it in a figure tag. So we have opening tag and a closing tag, and then we have the image. And our source, the HRC shows where it's called like, it means source, okay? It shows where we are picking the image from, okay? And then we have alt. Alt means if the image is not rendering, there should be an alternative text that will be rendered. So if the image is unable to render, you see photograph of Stone Age there. And then we are doing some little bit of styling. We are giving it a width of 200 and then a height of 131. So let's see how it renders on the page. So when I refresh, you realize that because I haven't downloaded any image that I'm referencing for now, we just see photograph of Stone Age, right? And then we see the fake caption, that is figure 1 Stone Age. So let's get an image in there and see how that also renders. So I have an image somewhere here. I'll just copy the Stone Age image and paste it. Paste it over here. All right. when we go back to our browser, let's try and refresh and see. So yeah, right now you see that our image is showing, and our alts from our text editor, our alt, which is the photograph of Stone is not showing anymore. And then the fake caption, it shows what we want to render, so under the image, so that is also showing. I think that is just about that for HTML. Okay, one last thing. There's a video we have to render. So in the video, we use a video tag, okay, to render a video, and the source could be this could be a link, okay. If you have a video also on your machine, you can follow the path and send it there. So in this case, if our Stonehenge, the JPJ was in a folder, I'll just have to write the folder name, maybe Betsy / the Stonehenge. We can try that here and see how it renders. So I can create a folder here, a new folder, and call it Betsy, okay? And then I put this Stonehenge picture into it. Okay, let me just okay, I put it into it. So let's refresh our browser and see if we still have this rendering. So you see it's still rendering. Okay, so in case I take this off, the Betsy / off, and then I refresh again, nothing renders, just our alt message, which is the photograph of footage. So now you see how to reference a file or an image that is in a folder, okay? We can use the same for a photo, sorry, for a video. Unfortunately, I'll have to end here. My time is almost done. So anyone who is interested in the video, you can ping me later. I will share with you on Google Drive. Sorry for the delay. I was on the other the rehearsal platform instead of this. So for now, I have 20 seconds. I will take questions if there. Okay, since there are no questions, thank you guys for showing up, and then um, ping me on Facebook. Oh, okay. So I just realized I have some extra time. So since there are no questions, I think I'll play on, and then when my extra time elapses, um, I would we'll link up later. Session. So we can create another session, and then we place our video in there. So, I mean, header is something you cannot do away without. So you realize I have a header here. This is a video section, and then I have a section with a p tag meaning paragraph, and then the video tag, which is also a video tag. So from the video tag, we have a source where we are picking our video from. So this is a website, actually it's a link. So you can pick it from anywhere. You just have to have the link right, okay? If I have the video in the folder I have, I'll just have to reference it the way I have referenced the image over here. So all I have to do right now is just place in the tag, the link in a double quotes, and the link with the video, it has some attributes. When we say attributes in HTML, it means it has certain things that we can like certain things that when you write, it enables some form of functionality. Okay, so in this case for the video, when we write controls, it enables a control on the video that you can play, and you can stop, you can forward, those kind of things. And then we have made it also, another attribute of it is the autoplay loop. So the autoplay loop indicates that the moment we get to the video, let it play. It plays by itself. I don't have to press play before it plays. Okay. Then we have a p tag that is showing what it's giving a little description of what the video does. Okay. So this, it says that this video will work in Mozilla or Google Chrome only. Let's see if I'm using Microsoft Edge. So let's see if it will work in Microsoft Edge. So let's refresh and see. Okay. So I mean, it makes sense here because it's not working here. So I guess the paragraph under the video makes sense. Then we have a footer. Okay, so normally you realize that when you go to a website, okay, a website, so let's just say google.com, you realize that we have something here, advertising, business, about, how to search, privacy, terms and settings. All this are in the footer tab. Okay, it's rendered by the footer. Sometimes you see something like copyrights, okay, like this. You see copyrights 2010 Acme United, all right, is it? This is by the footer. It's rendered by the footer tag. So we have a similar thing concerning what we are doing right now. And so I think I have it also here. So in order to make this section very fast, I have almost everything here. I'm just explaining what they do.